Fox 2. Cut him down.
Are we clear? No hostiles remaining. All Yuzian Continentalist aircraft have been shot down. Quite the coincidental timing, don't you think? Who the hell cares? What's done is done.
Hector? Well, I guess the Roscrews pilots may not be coming back. Huh? Our naval forces stated they're in retreat. Belka and the UCA both launched an offensive simultaneously, too. Los Canas is under threat of falling right now. What the hell? Eureka? Huh? Oh, yeah. You a tech guy? Uh-huh. Yeah, Lumen was just on a line with our naval forces. Didn't sound good from what I heard. I'm gonna figure out what happened. I'll come with. I'm really damn tired after today. I'm going to bed. Can we hold the city at this rate? Maybe, but I couldn't say for certain. I'm not as involved in this theater. I don't know what the logistical situation is. It can't be good for either side. Okay, but can the naval forces at Bohm hold their front? Belka's gotta be stretching itself thin. No, not a chance. Attrition has begun in the west and south, but they could easily pull back some units from the east to eliminate our northern forces. Rekta, Gabet, Fado, and Ustio, besides the mountains, they're all gone. Wheelvakia and Ratio decided to join our side out of fear, but they won't provide any meaningful opposition to Belkan Savior forces. They're flanked up the ass and Sappin's capitulated. It's also looking like the Nordlands are going to stay out of it for now. So Casey and Marcus are dead for sure. Probably. I mean, even if they get back to their fleet, they'd be walking into a bloodbath. Well, they can't cross Belka without GPS or radio, and I bet they're surrounded by hostiles who are going to be hunting them. And realistically, the odds they survive are very slim. Slim, yes, but there are many resistance fighters within Belka. They've been invaluable in slowing Belka down during their offensives. I don't know how many are up north, but we know that there are pockets of resistance in those areas. Bohm itself had a resistance force already present when our units arrived. Here's hoping for their well-being. Commander, I take it you're present for briefing? We do need to get caught up. Who's we? Why is Beckett with you? We is me and Hector. But you put Beckett under my authority, so with no disrespect intended, he has to be here. Lumen's allowed more access than you, McClanahan, and especially more than Beckett. Plus, he's already been briefed. No. Well, okay. It's reasonable for him to know what happened to the second element. You split us up in the first place. A strategic decision that's been working. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no more intel on what happened to your members that we can provide. We're just as in the dark right now. I'd sure like to know who we lost, so I can make some calls if I need to. Yeah, about that. We lost Holt and Snow. Oh god, the leads? I'm gonna have to call Snow's wife, too. I'd wait on that, because as I said, we still don't know anything. Do you know anything about the mole? Yeah, who betrayed us? How about you tell us that? I can't. You can't tell us who the traitor is? It is a board member. Who gives a shit? Rat him out if he's a turncoat. You don't gotta tell us about everyone, though. Just the main suspect you've got. I mean, you do have one, right? It's still speculation. We can't throw out names of any board members yet. Well, what? Is it really that speculative? Unconfirmed. There's been no investigation. True, but that's only for official records. I think you and I both agree. Okay, it's likely the man I got the mission intel from. You got intel from someone on the board? You mean the same board that's been known to have a traitor on it? John. How'd you know the board was known to have a traitor? 'Cause we were told? Who told you that? Did I tell you that? 'Cause I don't think I did. Lumen only ever brought that up. Lumen? Yes, sir. Did he listen in on the last board meeting? Silence speaks many words. Yes, sir, and I am the one responsible for it. In fairness, that's not entirely true. Oh, God. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter then. Is it Bowman? Bowman? Why do you... What makes you think it's Bowman? Is it not? He's our most likely candidate, but... Oh. Yeah, I guess you would know Bowman since he was an old flight lead of Beckett's. Bowman? You mean Kirk Bowman, Mage 1 Clown? Yeah. Wow. Wow, you can't make this horseshit up. You trusted that guy's intel? No, why the hell would I do that? I had suspicions regarding Bowman from the very beginning, and I mean before the board was even established. That's why I had North check the intel before acting on it. It just so happened there was lots of circumstantial evidence vindicating what he gave. Bowman's a slime bag. In what capacity? Why is he even on that board? Because when I was selecting members, I was given multiple recommendations from different nations, and for some reason, one of the Uzian nations was really pushing Bowman to be on the board. And I do my research. I don't just blindly select people to do things. But Bowman was strange, really strange. While Lumen was always going to be on the board no matter what, and trust me, he wouldn't have been on the board if it was up to me, Bowman really seemed presented in a no-choice fashion. I was pressured by so many people to select him. And it didn't make sense to me. Bowman was the former flight lead for Beckett, who also testified as a lay witness in his trial. And that was a big case. Mobius One's most famous hotshot student being court-martialed was a big deal. We all heard about it. You're familiar, I'm sure. But the weird thing was that suddenly, over the next few months, he just climbed the ranks like it was no one's business. Now, I heard from another general that he had some connection with a certain Commander McKenzie, but... pompous dick biscuit with a bigger head than a sperm whale. Yeah, that guy. Bowman was such a manipulating turd. I was fighting for months trying to keep William from being put in his squadron, and that was after my injury. Well, if he was working with McKenzie, then... well, McKenzie was supposedly the guy behind the penal unit idea, right? It wasn't just him. I know there were others. McKenzie might have been more of a tool or someone to execute the idea effectively. He did end up getting killed, so he probably didn't have any involvement. It's more likely he was just the figurehead who was meant to gain all the notoriety. Well then if Bowman was also working with the Saviors, then he was probably planning to get William here incarcerated somehow. From the start, most likely, he just didn't know how to. I couldn't say for certain if it was premeditated or not, because though the damning evidence used to convict Beckett was, as shown by the case reopening, clearly falsified, that's not evidence you could prepare beforehand. He wanted me to die in that penal unit, didn't he? Maybe. Well, that's a win-win scenario, because either you die and that's 2 major threats gone, which makes me wonder if the Saviors would have gone active back then had you been killed. Or the other scenario, you do great, being thrown into impossible situations and coming out on top, leading to him getting the credit with promotions and access to higher-level intelligence and resources. It worked, given that he was put on the board. Since Skykeeper betrayed us too, you think he was blackmailed or something? He did also testify against William. I don't know. No, he would have had to have been a part of it. My missile never hit Harling's aircraft, and he knew that unless he had no brain cells left in his head. I never even tracked him. I couldn't. I was radar locked to a UAV, for God's sake. He would have known that. That doesn't necessarily close the possibility of him being blackmailed or held hostage to some degree. I know that he was born and raised Osean. It's one of the reasons he was picked to be Sheik Sal's AWACS. Of course, he was also brought up by Bowman. It's nothing more than speculation, though. Oh, yeah, what are we going to do with an even number of board members? We can't do anything right now. Everyone's out in the field. What else? Not sure? Not my problem. My guess is we're going to be needed east soon. Nothing we can do about an AWACS right now either, so I'll see if I can get anything set up. But it's improbable. Keep us posted, okay? Yeah. You know, maybe he could... No. Well, I guess it's a thought. I mean, he already knows quite a lot, and we've lost a pilot on the board. He's a bloody commander. He'd be a great member. I'll consider it. And I won't hold you accountable for letting him listen in on us. For now. We've got bigger problems than that to deal with. It helped, didn't it? Now we know more than we did before. Can it?